I laughed when my husband warned me about my best friend, but when I saw his suitcase packed, I realized I had already lost the person who loved me most. My husband Daniel always had a quiet way of noticing things that others ignored. He wasn't the kind of man who accused people without proof. He wasn't jealous or controlling. In our 8 years of marriage, he had always trusted me completely. That was why I never understood why he seemed uncomfortable around my best friend, Alex. Something about him doesn't feel right, Daniel told me one evening. I looked up from my phone and laughed. Daniel, seriously? Alex has been my friend for years. You're just being paranoid. He lowered his eyes and smiled sadly. Maybe I am. I just don't want anything to hurt our marriage. Instead of appreciating his concern, I became annoyed. You always think you know everything. Those words hurt him more than I realized. Alex had entered my life during a difficult time. He was funny, supportive, and always knew how to make me smile. Whenever I had problems, he was the person I called. I thought Daniel was simply threatened by our friendship. I never considered that my husband might be seeing something I refused to see. Over the next few months, small things started changing. Daniel became quieter. He stopped asking about my day as much. He stopped joining conversations when Alex visited. And instead of asking him what was wrong, I blamed him. You're making things uncomfortable, I told him one night. Daniel looked at me with tired eyes. I'm not trying to control you. I'm just feeling like I'm becoming a stranger in my own marriage. I rolled my eyes. You're overthinking everything. That night, he slept facing away from me. I noticed. But I ignored it. Because deep down, I believed Daniel would always be there. A few weeks later, I came home early from work. The house was unusually quiet. I called Daniel's name. No answer. Then I saw it. A suitcase sitting near the bedroom door. My heart stopped. At first, I thought maybe he was preparing for a business trip. But then I noticed his clothes were inside. His favorite jacket. His old watch. The small photo of us that he always kept in his drawer. My hands started shaking. Daniel? He walked out of the bedroom slowly. For the first time in years, I saw a sadness in his eyes that I couldn't explain. Are you leaving? He looked at the suitcase. Yes. The room suddenly felt cold. What do you mean, yes? Daniel took a deep breath. I mean, I'm leaving for a while. I need space. I felt angry. You're really doing this because of Alex? He looked surprised. No. I'm doing this because of us. Those words hit harder. He continued. I spent months trying to tell you that I felt pushed away. But every time I spoke, you defended him instead of listening to me. I wanted to argue. I wanted to tell him he was wrong. But I couldn't. Because I remembered every moment when Daniel tried to reach me. Every time I chose someone else's comfort over my husband's feelings. Daniel, nothing happened. He nodded. I believe you. That shocked me. You believe me? Yes. But marriage isn't only about avoiding betrayal. It's about protecting each other's hearts. Tears filled my eyes. For the first time, I understood what he meant. The problem wasn't just Alex. The problem was that I had stopped seeing my husband. The next morning, Daniel left. The house felt empty. Not peaceful. Empty. I looked around and realized how many little things Daniel did every day that I never appreciated. The coffee he made every morning. The messages asking if I arrived safely. The way he always remembered small details about my life. I had been so focused on proving him wrong that I forgot to protect the person who loved me the most. A few days later, I finally had an honest conversation with Alex. I asked him directly if he ever had feelings for me. He became quiet. That silence told me everything. My heart sank. I realized Daniel had not been trying to control me. He had been trying to protect our marriage. I ended the friendship immediately. Then I went to find my husband. When Daniel opened the door, he looked surprised. "I know I hurt you," I said. He stayed silent. "I thought you were being insecure. I thought you didn't trust me. But the truth is, I didn't listen to you." His eyes became emotional. "I never wanted to lose you." "I know," I whispered. "And I almost lost you because I forgot how lucky I was. We didn't fix everything in one day. Real love doesn't work like that." We had difficult conversations. We rebuilt trust slowly. We learned to communicate instead of assuming. Months later, Daniel and I stood together in the same living room where everything almost ended. He smiled and said, "Do you remember the suitcase?" I smiled sadly. "Yes. I'll never forget it. That suitcase wasn't packed because I stopped loving you." "Then why?" He held my hand. "Because I loved you enough to stop begging someone to choose me." That sentence stayed with me forever. Sometimes the person who loves you the most is the person you stop noticing. Sometimes warnings aren't attacks. Sometimes they are cries for connection. And sometimes, a packed suitcase isn't the end of a relationship. Sometimes it's the moment you finally wake up and realize what you were about to lose. If this story touched your heart, remember, appreciate the people who love you before they become a memory. Subscribe for more emotional love stories that teach powerful lessons about life and relationships.